Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge Alliance Forever. Today, I have a 3v3 ladder match here on the most amazing New Roxas map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players, starting off with Team 1 on the northwestern side of the map, and ending with Team 2 in the southeast, also known, as, of course, as the blue team versus the red team. Starting off, we'll start with the northeastern side. The players are kind of tightly packed together, so there's not a lot of spacing out going on in terms of their location, so very much a just easy way to micro if somebody ends up dying. It is Hannibalo. He is a Seraphim. He is a 1571 rated, playing as, again, in Stitch Blue. To his west, we have in Royal Blue, it is Mimics playing as a Seraphim as well. He's a 2281 rated player, the highest rated player on Team 1 and in the game overall by almost 500 points of rating, so a decent valley between the highest rated player on Team 1 and on Team 2, so definitely somebody for Team 2 to target and for Team 1 to protect. And to his south, we have Joker playing as a Cybran in Amethyst Purple as a 1310 rated, so decent valley between him and the highest rated player on his team. So again, it's going to be more of the law of the outliers versus the law of the averages between Team 1 and Team 2. And for faction makeup, there are 2 Seraphim and 1 Cybran. No UEF, no Aeon Tech for Team 1. Taking a look at Team 2 Southern player, we have in Ruby Red, it is Eco Player 7 playing as the one and only Aeon of the game at 1688 rated. Next door to him is the Chevy Crimson of Hugh Janus playing as a Cybran. He is a 1798 rated, almost an 1800 as the highest rated player on Team 2. And to his north, we have in Orange Color Orange, the only UEF of the game, but is Tesla Max playing as, again, a UEF as a 1604 rated. So at Team 2 side of the map, they have 1 UEF, 1 Aeon, 1 Cybran. No Seraphim Tech for Team 2, but in the game overall, all of the factions are presented on this, just on, between both sides. And taking a look at the reclaim situation before our players scoop it all up, we'll see how much they have to, scoop up. Currently sitting at a little bit under 12,000 mass, which makes it 2,000 mass per player. Worth writing home about. I will note there really isn't a big clumpage of reclaim. I guess you could say this little section over here is pretty, decent. We have a 500, almost a 500, and a 280. So that's about a little over maybe 1,400 mass there. And then in the middle, we have a couple of 300s. And then further west and east, we have a couple of 100s, 300, 400 as well. So there are spots to go after, but there's not a mad dash to one particular spot on the map. Taking a look at the expansions, there's a couple of layers of expansions that I'm seeing in the game. We have the middle of the map where we see a couple of Trimex positions. And then a little bit further behind that, at least on Team 2 side of the map specifically, we see 1 and then 2 Trimex positions over there. And then you can kind of say there's another layer, but there's a Trimex position here, a Quadmex here, and another Quadmex here. So there's expansions to be had in this game. Besides those, that's, let's say, the major clumpage of expansions. Again, there's the ones in the middle, and then the outliers in terms of mexes. There is a decent amount of no man's land. We have a huge chunk here. Don't mind the little mex that I circled there. There's a huge chunk here, and, of course, reflected on the eastern side. And, yes, there is mexes, but this is going to be relatively ignored for the most part just because it's out of the way. Maybe we'll see some units try to hook around this way, but it's such a more annoying way to get around. It's just a lot easier to just go straight and call it a day. Just the time it would take you to travel north and then west, for example, Team 1 probably already has a counter to that. If not, they should have one soon to be. It's not as effective or efficient than just to go straight at them. But taking a look at where the players are headed off to, we'll note that Testamax going for the first upgrade of the match, going for a gun on board his commander. We have 2 players for Team 2 and 2 players for Team 1, so both teams sending the same amount of players on the southwestern side. And then, of course, on the eastern side, we have Tesla Max facing off against Hannibal. And as a reminder, we have Joker, the lowest rated player in the game on Team 1 and in the game overall. And the highest rated player in the game overall and on Team 1 is Mimics. So they're kind of balancing each other out. versus Eco Player and Hugh. He's the highest rated player on Team 2, and then he's the second highest rated player. And of course, the lowest rated player is Tesla Max on Team 2 over there, who's already going for his gun. Comm v comm actions should occur pretty much right around here. The comm of Mimics is inbound. He wants to pressure just a smidgen and maybe trying to get that Trimix position. Technically, this is Team 2's. At least I kind of ruled it for Team 2. This one is technically Team 1's to make everything kind of fair, but we'll see how it ends up shaking out. That gun should overwhelm. If he sends it in immediately, he might be able to stop Hannibal's gun. Speed started for Eco Player. Again, not the best position. There's already forces nearby. He's going for speed, which will help him be able to deal with these units faster, but the units are already on him. So he's going to take a decent amount of damage from this. He'll get some veterancy, which will help. He's already at 50%. We'll see if he stays. He is dealing with most of them now. 66% and climbing. Now he has an engineer to assist. 80%. That definitely expedited things a little bit. He's dropping about 50%. He does have Hugh moving into assist. Gun is done. And he's got to get out of there immediately. Gun started for Mimics. Nano repair started for Tesla. He's not going to push him with the gun immediately. Interesting, but it will give him more regen to stay alive a tiny bit longer. We do see Eco is very, very hurt. One strap bomber would kill him off right now. Back up into the yellow, but still needs to go. Definitely needs to watch out for all of the everything. We do see that Hugh's nearby. Gun is done for Joker. Gun is almost done for Mimics. Gun is done for Team 1 Hannibal. And, of course, Nano is still going on the way for Tesla Max. We do see he's getting a little bit of a buffer zone going on with his forces, trying to make sure that that Nano upgrade finishes. Gun started for you, and now Eco Player is being hit by Joker. Joker might just go for the kill. There is some Aurora here. The range upgrade is not on board. Eco Player, for those of you unfamiliar with Aeons, because they split their upgrades just because they can go for advanced range, but you finishes that upgrade. Actually, Certain doesn't finish it. He cancels it just to ensure that he doesn't get ran over. And now we have two players for Team 1, both of them with guns on board. Team 2, only one gun on board. And now we see action on the northeastern side of things. Tesla Max, again, he has Nano, so he can afford to take up a couple of shots. Just a couple, not a lot, just enough to maybe go after Hannibal's combo. We do see now it's a 1v1 situation there. Oh, and I will note, shots between the first two players of the game are between Joker of Team 1 and Eco Player of Team 2. Just to make the note of that, Team 2's comms are still retreating with those two gun comms online. I mean, this is all they're forced to do, especially because Eco Player is significantly damaged. It just puts him in a very bad scenario. Now we have Hannibal going this way, trying to get into the water and go psych. Nope, going after the comm of Tesla. Tesla not going back at it with Hannibal. It's 1-star vet versus no star vet. So he has additional 3,700 rough hit points. I thought I heard an explosion. Nope, that's not what I heard. I thought I heard it. Thought I would have missed a kill in a 6-player game. That would have been... I mean, it has happened, to be fair, but the likelihood is low because there's less players than in a 6v6 game versus a 6-player game. We do see Hannibal, and it's in an interesting situation because there's reinforcements all the time for Tesla Max, but he's behind the the line of scrimmage essentially between Team 1 and Team 2. So he's kind of in this really weird scenario where he kind of has to push, but he is going to die here. Team 2, oh, we don't lose Tesla Max. He drops below 3,500. Actually, I think it was 3,600 actually. But Team 2 scores the first kill. It is now a 3v2 game at 10 minutes on the clock. And as a reminder, Team 1 is on the northwestern side and Team 2 is on the southeastern side. We have gunships and some Nathas inbound from the T3 air headquarters now done for you. They're going after the Pigeons to try to deny, of course, getting up to ASFs and whatnot. But Pigeon is down. Team 1, do you have a T3 air done yet? No. So he went for rushing T2. One Pigeon is down. Second Pigeon will also fall just because there's so many Nathas. It might be enough to actually wipe out the air headquarters. So while Team 2 gets a win over here, they're pushed back over here, and they lose a couple of Pigeons. Not good for you, especially if he needs to go for that gun upgrade. He is getting a little bit of overflow from his teammates to keep him alive in the air game, but in the power game at least, but not looking too hot. Pigeon's going to be restarted. Natha's now bombarding that shield generator, trying to prevent the Pigeon from being rebuilt. Shield is down, and T1AA has been slowly spammed up. They're going to try to go after the headquarters. The headquarters does have 11,000 hit points, so it is going to be a little bit chonky to chew through. They are losing a gunship v gunship fight over here. Actually, Team 1 is losing it. Gunship focusing on the mexes, and the other gunship focusing on the gunship. So 2 mexes will probably be killed off. Third one is probably fine. Maybe. Possibly maybe. Western side, range is done for Eco Player, and he still does not have that gun on board. So there's still that advantage for Team 1. But I would presume at some point that Team 1 has to fall back and move in over here, because there is a comm here for Tesla. He's back up into about 50-ish%. So he's primed for the most part, going to be ready to go in and move and push back Team 1. If Team 2 can claw back, or at least not even claw back, even push to where Team 1 is, that would most likely force back one of these players from Mimics. Mimics is falling back a little bit, not super far back, but enough to just come off from the immediate front line. That might be enough of a break for you, or even maybe we see Eco Player going for shield. Maybe they'll go for advanced range or something. But it gives a little bit more time for TD to get their defenses online, at least on the western side. The Nother Rush is down. The gunship is down. He actually killed off all 3 mexes, so that is 18 mass a second. Team 2 is losing out, and that's, of course, illustrated in part by these dead mexes and these dead mexes for Team 2. So that's definitely hurting their bottom line there. Team 1 will definitely be grateful for that. They don't know that they're in the lead, but hey, kind of guess. T3 has been started for that air headquarters, so a couple minutes maybe, and that T3 will be done. If Team 2 can capitalize, if they can go for a bomber or something, that might be enough to get them back into a relative same situation. But because the bombers, or the not fighter bombers, wiped out the P-Gens, it has significantly delayed that first bomber from Janus, and that might be enough time for Team 1 to not even have to worry about it. We'll see. Stealth is now done for Joker, going for Nano. Shield almost done for Eco Play. It's going to give him 8,000 additional hit points. Northeastern corner gunship shooting at a couple of Team 1 units. Team 1A being spammed up. A couple of Ilshis running around. Tesla Max back up into the green. There's only a couple of gunships. Nothing super worrisome. And, of course, due to the fact that now we have Mimics focusing on land and air, he's going to be a little bit split between what he wants to do and whatnot, just because he's, dealing with, APM, got to go over there, got to go over there, got to go over there kind of thing. But again, like I said at the very beginning, because the bases are very close to one of at least the main bases, that APM, loss of having to scroll across the map, do a thing, scroll back, go to another thing, it does get a little bit alleviated. It's still a little bad, but it's not as bad as other games where we see like one player over here and then there's one player over here, and that one player dies, so then you have one player microing both edges of the map, and you're like, I can't, it's too much to go back and forth, too much. T2 started on board Mimics, and I just realized I dropped it to -1, never brought it back, so we're back up to normal speed. Tesla Max dealing with the remaining forces from Team 1, and like I said, if he continues to push, it does 2 things. It makes him a bigger target for Team 1 to go after, and it could force back Mimics, at least to go this way, considering his forces over here. Doesn't make sense for Joker to go that way. So he is getting a lot of Ilshis to kind of add a buffer zone, but eventually Team 2's Tesla Max will have enough forces, have Percys, have Titans, have something that's going to be able to push in a lot more into Team 1's territory. I think he's going to get maybe this group of Ilshis. I don't think he's going to go up here. I don't think that's really going to work. I mean, it's just kind of out of the way. Again, we see Mexes over here, but again, they're out of the way. Mexes over here, but they're out of the way. So it's nice for a bomber or two to just shoot at, but it's not very viable for more land forces. A lot of them go after Tesla Max, now kind of biting off maybe a little bit more than he can chew. Does have a couple of reinforcements nearby. Has a nice little mongoose wandering into PD territory. Probably not the best idea. Tesla Max dropping into the yellow. He's already at 3-star vet. He'll probably get to 4-star vet before he dies, if he does die in this engagement. And we have more pillars inbound. Overcharge kills off that one. Probably going to should have gone after maybe a better one. Oh, he's dropping below 2,500. Oh, gets underneath the shield for a brief moment. Shield saves him for a tiny smidgen of time. Overcharge doesn't kill off that unit. He'll get some veteran. He's back up into the yellow. Oh, but even with the forces here, I think Mimics knows, yeah, he has enough to kill him off. Drop below 25, 12, 1,000, 3, 4. There he goes. Team 1 scores a kill on Team 2. And now, with the death of Tesla Max, all of that APM is now gone. And now it's a 2v2 tied up game before 20 minutes. And again, Team 1 and Team 2 have both lost their northeastern players. So that gives a second base to Janus. And that gave a second base, of course, with the death of Hannibalo to Mimic. So the highest rated players in the game have double base, which means the ecos are theoretically doubled. And we see Hughes at 200 and then Mimics is at 150. Both the teams producing roughly the same amount for now. And south side of the map, we do see Joker pushing in against eco player's position. He fell below 500, it looks like. Ooh, maybe he was building his shield upgrade and he got rushed, but the shield is online, saves him. Maybe he had a power outage or something, has some obsidians to kind of block some of the shots and absorb them. They are heavy tanks. They have 1,500 hit points in just shielding alone, so they're very, very tanky. They are a tanky tank. That's kind of how I like to call them. Is that a missile? Something just kind of just going. Has some dream about flying into the stars or something. Is it still going? Or maybe it just despawned, but dang, I think it was just going. Ooh, Eco Player is almost up to 4-star vet, getting his 2nd star since that, and actually, he's at 3 stars. He was at 1 star initially. But the remaining Rhinos and whatnot aren't going to be enough to push back Team 2. It was a close match, it looked like, but yeah, the shield upgrade looked like it finished. It looked like what happened was Team 1 attacked. I thought the shield upgrade would have been done by now, maybe not. And they saw the opportunity, they tried to take it, they almost killed him. Shield pop online and went nope. Or we had Eco Player lose power for a little bit. His shield went down, he took damage, and then the shield came back up at the last moment and saved him. So regardless, the shield saved him nonetheless. He's back up to over 50% hit points now. And he's still dealing with those invaders from Joker. Northeastern side, Ilshis and a couple of Othams have joined the fray to wipe out the exterior forces and structures for Janus, since those were under the control of Tesla Max. He's moving his comm over here. Still no gun online. He's focused on the air for a little bit, of course, just because that's what he started with. Team 3 air being a little bit expanded upon. I don't think he went for first bomber. Yeah, I don't see any big wrecks, and even if there were, I think Team 1 would, at least Mimics would have. No, I think Joker and Mimics are both did. Just scoop it up. Depends where it landed. If it landed over here in the corner of the map, it's going to be a while before it gets scooped up. But speaking of which, well, there's that. And Team 1 didn't build that because that's a Seraphim facility, so they did build one. And it doesn't look like it got much work done, at least at the time. It could have, but I just wasn't paying attention at it. But anyway. Southern side, it looks like Eco Play is going to head them off at the pass. He's going to send some forces this way. Either they're going to continue to push northeast where reinforcements are constantly inbound, or he's going to be able to essentially sandwich them with his comm. But it looks like they're going to push in anyways. He kind of made the, not necessarily a bad move, just he took a gamble. It didn't work. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But eastern side over here, another set of mechs is going down for Janus. And it's not necessarily about claiming the territory for Team 1. It's about denying as much as they can for as long as they can, because that's 6 mass, 12 mass, 18 mass, whatever chunk of mass being denied for Team 2 now is less mass they'll have later, which means Team 1 will be ahead, and we kind of see that now with Team 1 pulling ahead a little bit. Nico about 60 ahead of Team 2. Janus, of course, does have a decent amount of reclaim nearby to kind of cover a little bit of those losses, but it'll take time to get engineers out there, reclaim, rebuild, all that sort of stuff. And it's just going to be a lot of APM focused on this instead of focusing on this, flying ASFs around or what have you. And Mimics is not letting up. He's continuing to push. Looks like he might hold a little bit, but I don't think he's going to just continue to send 1 unit in or 2 units in. I do see that with a lot of the higher rated players is they do a push, and even if there's forces still en route, if they lose that push, they go, okay, let's wait a second, let's group up, and then go. So there's a little bit of a break. But we see that with Janus now. He's being hit by multiple Othams, and Overcharge kills off one of them immediately. That might save him. He is sitting at 3-star vet. Second Overcharge kills off both of the other Othams. Nice grab there. He's going to get up to 4 stars now. That'll definitely save him. Actually forces back that attack. It was not looking good for him, but the extra little bit of veterancy, or the hit points from veterancy, and of course the overcharge, both of those were great, and that definitely saved his life. A couple of E-storages over here. That's not going to go very well. Going to lose a bit of that overcharge capability with the E-storages going down, because you got to have the mass in your bar to be able to fire the overcharge, and of course it gets more powerful with the more power you draw from the bar, and it's to a max. Transport inbound from Mimics goes, hey, that's my mass, and Janice is like, nope. No scooping of the mass. Thank you. Nice grab there. We have a Percy over here going after a nice little Otham. Speaking of Percys and Othams, the Harbinger vote is close. The vote for the name of the group of Harbingers on the channel post, on the whatever feed thing, it's very close. And I think it's starting to a little bit pull away, I think, in favor for hosts, but for a while it was like 33%, 38%, 32%. So I really do appreciate all of the participation. Again, you still have today, and then probably maybe the part of the day, at least on Wednesday, before I take the actual vote. I don't know when or what. I'll probably actually do the results on Friday, but I'll take the results probably on the end of the day. I'll probably take the end of the results on Wednesday, so then that gives me a day or so to do the video for it and whatnot, or just include it in the video. So anyway, so just PSA, end of the day Wednesday, which is tomorrow of the day that this video is being released. You have to voice your opinions on the Harbinger, and then we move to the Otham, and that'll be the rest of the mainline T3 units. And then we'll see what other units we want to name. I might do the Titans and the Loyalists. I don't know. I haven't found very many names for them yet that I kind of like, or I've heard from everybody else, so we'll see. And Tactical Missiles, now I'm talking about nonsense. Of course, go back to the game, of course. Team 1's Mimics. Missile launching at these little T2 mexes. This TMD did grab one of them, and it grabbed the other one. Another TMD can be built to completely protect it, but we have Eco Player pushing into a couple of Othams and a brick or two. That's not Othams. A couple of Rhinos and a brick or two. That's not great. His shield is down. He's dropped into the yellow. He's losing hit points incredibly quickly. He has to keep getting out of there. Ooh, not looking good. He did stave off death twice, and I don't think it'll happen the third time's a charm kind of thing. Team 1 might be have enough firepower to wipe him out at that third attempt, but it's not. It didn't drop into the red, but did lose 8 plus an additional. He lost 18,000 hit points. So yes, without the shield, he would have died. So definitely need to watch out for it. You can't wander too far into the front line without either the heavy shield or advanced range or something on board. But it is not looking good. That western side, it's holding, but not for long. Eastern side, gunships are inbound, trying to slow down Team 1's aggression. But again, there was a lot of momentum from Tesla. Once he died, all that momentum immediately shifted in Mimics' favor. And look at, still the recovery is going on. Team 2 is behind over 100,000+ mass. So Team 1 could possibly just steamroll this and win the game. Again, crazier things have happened. I have seen it. I have seen it where a team that was 99.9% going to win, and then one crazy move won them the game. It was literally like the last 3 or 4 seconds, and I was, flabbergasted by the fact that the team that was losing for a majority of the game won. I was like, but how? Why? What? That was a crazy game. In reference, it's not spoiler, but I guess it's been a while since the replays come out. It's essentially a player on the team that was losing. It was a 1v1 at that time. Teleported. Was it teleported? Well, he teleported and he got bombers through, I think is what it was. And he wiped out a player that was like kind of in the water. It wasn't fully like a super deep. Like this is kind of deep right here. The other player was kind of where Mimics is. He was pretty much just, below the water enough for AoE from some strat bombers. I think an Albasaw was included in that to kill him off. And it was like, what? At least I think he teleported. I feel like he teleported. He had to teleport. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's somewhere on the channel. All the replays sometimes kind of just merge together, so I could miss remembering details. But again, great game. Maybe I'll try to find it. Maybe I'll link it down in the description or something if I can remember where it is. I probably will forget to, so apologies ahead of time. Because I think about doing things during the video and then I just forget, just because of I got to finish editing, I got to do this and life and whatnot. So apologies ahead of time. Anyway, 25 minutes on the clock. Team 1 at 2 players left, and Team 2 at 2 players left as well. Team 2 has just lost Tesla Max. Team 1 has just lost Hannibalo. And eco situation in favor for Team 1 by a decent margin. It was 200 for a second, but now it's 160-ish. So we'll see how the game progresses in Team 1's favor, given the decent amount of eco discrepancy between the teams. Map control definitely favors Team 1. They're more than a little bit behind the line of scrimmage, and they've encroached on at least one set of mexes for Team 2, and they've denied, at least for a little bit of time, a decent chunk of mexes on that eastern side that they've now rebuilt, but they're only Team 1s instead of T2s like they were. So again, let me know down in the comments if you think he's going to currently win. Of course, if you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe to the channel. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. As we switch to Eco Player, who's now lost his shield once again. I kind of saw his comm moving into that army and went, gotta go. And now he's getting some Harbingers to act as some nice bodyguards for him. Still trying to be aggressive with that commander. I do like that, but the more dangerous more situations he puts himself in, the higher chance he is going to die. So he needs to be careful, because if he dies, or even Hugh dies, it's a 2v1. And given the APM situation, and given the trend that we've seen for Team 1 and Team 2, if Team 2 loses another player, that could be catastrophic. Depending. There's a lot of things. Is it late game? Is it right now? Is it 10 minutes from now? There's a lot of unknown variables, but this Team 2 have a game ender, so they don't really have to worry about APM, quote-unquote, as much, or that kind of thing. But still, Eco Player, he's trying to be aggressive, which, again, I do like that. I just wish he would either go for the advanced range and or the heavy shield, just to get either more hit points or a little bit more breathing room between him and the units that he's going after. Because now we see that Joker's just kind of running on the southern tip of this pond here. Team 2 has spotted the common air fight in Team 1's air grid. Team 1 is going to win that fight. The gunships, I don't know if they were trying to snipe the comm in the water, but the strap bombers do not have the AoE to do that, or they were trying to move in with the ASFs from Janus, but that also didn't work, so I don't really know what the plan was, but I don't think those gunships are going to make it home. At this point, ASFs are on a collision course. There's a little bit of AA, so they'll get maybe a couple kills before their deaths, but that's a complete air wipe for Team 1. Not air locking for Team 2 yet. There's still some ASFs running around, but now we have more bricks inbound. That western side is still bleeding, and we do see Janus is inbound to intercept again. There's bricks here. He needs a couple of good overcharges to really just deal with them. He has some units inbound. Is that a Percy that got stuck in a hole? Looks like the Percy got stuck in a hole. Northern side, we have some Percys moving in, but again, they're facing an uphill battle with Eco at a bare minimum. So logically speaking, or at least number-wise, Team 1 should have, air quotes, more units. We'll see if that ends up actually happening, but they are going to take significant losses on both sides. We have Janus now just hanging out with a couple of bricks from Team 1's. Joker, looks like a couple of Percys are able to deal with the remaining bricks and call it a day, but the bricks aren't able to eliminate another T2 mech. So again, every mech that Team 2 loses is another chunk of eco that they have to either rebuild or get back somehow, or it just extends the lead for Team 1, and it just doesn't really make good things happen for them. They need to get a win either on a calm kill or in a major eco way, or just completely wipe out an entire land army, give them a ton of space to be able to eco up, and then maybe they'll be able to get back into this game some way. But it's just not looking good. Again, not out of the realm of possibility for Team 2 to win the game, but the percentage is going down minute by minute as that eco goes up and up and up. And again, Team 1 is fighting on Team 2's landmass. Team 2 is not fighting on Team 1, which means all of these mexes can easily be upgraded to T3 as we see. These ones might even be upgrading to T3. Yes, they are. I mean, even though they're very far forward and you would not really upgrade them normally in some situations, maybe you would still. I guess if you run out of T2 mexes to upgrade, you would just upgrade those. But Team 1 is going heavy eco, and that's going to really help them late to end game. We see in the south we have more bricks and more flak I would love to see maybe a bouncer or two mixed in for some T3 AA for some more targeted air defenses or anti-air. Just because we do see gunships rolling around for Team 2, so it's going to have a not entirely one and not entirely the other. Just it's a good mix, a good variety. Not Team 1s though. That's not really worth it at this stage. But we do see some T3s. Looks like Joker maybe heard me or something, or I just saw it and didn't even comprehend it. There is some T3 AA. Get that into the army. That protects it against air. The only downside though is, again, every focus on land is not a focus on air. Every focus on air is not a focus on land. And you end up not being able to cover everything. There is a GC, though, online for Team 2. That will be able to crack this little army for sure. Be able to crack these. The bouncers and other AA units can target ground units. Is the damage great? Absolutely not. Is the accuracy great? Also not great. But it's something. It's lead down range. It's something. SMD coming online. Love to see that, especially in a ladder match. Sometimes either that gets neglected or it gets pushed far enough into the future where if somebody rushed a nuke, base or two might no longer exist. Team 1, do you have your own SMD with an eco like that? You would think, but no. I don't see one yet. Doesn't mean there hasn't been one started somewhere. I just don't see the icon yet. Team 2, if they went for a nuke instead of an SMD, they could target the air grid and completely win air. Strat bombers are started and starting to stack up for mimics. So maybe a snipe attempt is underway. Still no upgrades for you. It's just bog standard Cybern Commander with some veterancy. So he has 4,000 additional hit points with the veterancy. Now we see some T1 Zooey. And here is a good tell of a high-rated player. So he has his sniper bots, he has his Authams, he has those things, but he is dealing with just a stack of Percys, a couple of charges of Percys, as one may call them. The sniper bots are very good because they're longer range than the Percys, so they're able to shoot at them without taking losses. What the Zooeys are for is to either gum up the works for those Percys, and it takes so much more effort for one Percy to kill one Zooey than it does for maybe one Titan to kill one Zooey, because the Titan has such a high fire rate. It's just guh, dead, guh, dead, guh, dead. Versus a Percy, which is guh, and you gotta wait a second for the reload, guh, and then another couple of seconds for reload, and then guh. So that takes a lot longer to kill 3 units for a Titan than it does 3 units. Oh, sorry, a lot longer for a Percy than it does a Titan. So maybe we'll see some Titans mixed in. Again, look at this. Mimics isn't staying there very long. He's microing them a lot. So you can tell he's constantly going in. And he'll be like, okay, they're pushing in, we'll go back. And then, oh, they're pushing back and go in. Oh, they're pushing back and go out. And so they're trying to keep those sniper bots online as long as possible. Strat bombers inbound going after the GC. GC heavily damaged. Team 2 did break through. Now that mass is on Team 1 side of the map. They definitely don't need more mass, considering their lead right now is over 300. And again, look at this. Percy's constantly booping the Percys. Or sorry, Zooey booping the Percys. It slows them down a little bit. Sniper bots still in tall order. They've suffered a couple of losses, but they are ripping apart those Percys. Those couple of charges. I think there's maybe 3 charges. Oh, there's only 2. It looks like 3. So the land units look more than they are. The ASFs look less than they are. It's probably what I'm learning from after 700 plus casts on the channel. Is that you just assume there's less, just assume there's a little bit less ground units, and just assume there's either a little bit or a lot more of ASFs. But look at this western side. There is now a buffer zone, at least in some degree, on that western side. Some more mexes are being either built to T3 or being upgraded to T3. Team 2 is starting to catch up. It's now 250. It's not 300, but it's still a tall order. Percys need to be targeting either the Authams or the sniper bots. We see some of the shots are hitting the sniper bots. They need to deal with the units that either can shoot at them at better range or that just have a lot of hit points to really maximize the damage for the Percy. And then once those are done, then you can target all the Zooeys and all the whatnot. But this little bubble is getting difficult and more difficult to chew through, and there's still constant spam nearby. There's snipers constantly inbound. There's a Autham kind of mixed in there, but it's like 2 or 3 snipers and then 1 Autham, and then 2 or 3 snipers and then 1 Autham. He's trying to take the advantage away of the just massive amounts of damage that the Percy does by using longer range units that, yes, are weaker, but can actually shoot at them without being shot at by them. There's essentially, it's like a sniper rifle shooting at a rocket launcher. It's like, yeah, the rocket launcher does a lot of damage, but the sniper rifle will definitely outrange the thing. Unless you've played Halo, which you know that you can there is a maximum range on the rocket launcher, but most maps you can pretty much fire it across the map. Just the sniper can't move to be able to hit the target. Advanced range started on board. Eco players calm. Still no shield, but at least he's going for one of the 2 upgrades. We have a Megawith inbound. Skip the monkey phase. Another GC online. Another GC is coming online here shortly. No. Oh, we do see a Fat Boy. That might be enough to crack this. Now, if Team 1 goes for T2 artillery in time, that will be pretty much nullified. But for right now, that Fat Boy might have the advantage. Not with those running around, though. What is that, a little bit over a squadron? We have, yeah, a little bit over a squadron. 15 strap bombers inbound, enough to snipe either calm, enough to snipe 15 times 3, 45,000. Yeah, that'd be enough to snipe the Monkey Lord. Not Monkey Lord, sorry, the Fat Boy. I don't know why I was thinking Monkey Lord. Team 2 does have access to Cybern tech. They're just not producing Cybern experimentals, which, I mean, would be nice. Mimics is no longer here in the middle. He fell back. Definitely a smart move in case Team 2 went Torp Bombers. They did know he was there at some point. Definitely a smart idea. Team 1, SMD is built. Love to see that. Is it loaded? Yes, it is. Joker going for more. We do see another SMD for Mimics. Love to see that a little bit later than Joker, but at least it's built at a bare minimum. So there's that. And now we see that buffer zone that Team 2 had is now gone. And more mexes are being eliminated as we speak. So that lead that they were trying to catch up to is just, they get up the hill a little bit and then they get pushed back down. And they get up the hill a little bit and they get pushed back down. Second GC online. There's a lot of bricks behind them. There's a couple of wall sections. Maybe enough for a brick house. But it's just not good for Team 2. Long term, like I've stated throughout the game, the longer the lead goes on, of course, the further the lead gets stretched out, the worse it is for the other team. It just is, for the fact of you have more stuff to, you have more money to buy stuff with, which means you can get more stuff, which means you can throw more stuff, which means eventually you can just overwhelm them in dead stuff, like because you have the unit crash into them, blow stuff up, whatever the case may be, and you just bury them in mass. And sometimes that works, and just you spend everything and anything and just throw mass at your opponent until they get buried enough in it to the point where they can't move, and then they die from suffocation. So it can happen. Does it happen all the time? Absolutely not, but it does happen. A couple of T2s, Thuthams are online. Actually, there's 2 here. There's another one there. There's 4 here, so that might be enough to throw the Fat Boy back. He is getting a little bit of damage on the shielding, but not sustained enough to go after the generators. So we might need to get a second Fat Boy over there to really punch through the shielding. First chicken is still sitting there. Second chicken probably still... Well, he's going for that, and he has air control, maybe? 150 versus Janus's... Team 2 has air control. So it's just about the tight turns at this point. Now we see Mimics is up to how many bombers? 18. He's got a couple more, closing in on 2 squadrons. So enough to do a chunk of damage. Can't one-shot the GCs yet, but close. We have 3 GCs versus 2 bricks. We have Percy's inbound from Janus. Love the assistance there. That will definitely help with either the bricks or the crabs. First GC is down. Just after the crab goes down. Crash damage is not going to help. Oh, Strap Bombers spread out the damage, go after both GCs. They, of course, will do damage to the wrecks that were nearby those explosions. And Megawith, that first GC, both of them still alive. That one's down. Oh, where are the ASFs? ASFs do fight. Team 2 and Team 1 engage. Apologies for missing it. But it looks like they killed off all of the bombers and most of the ASFs. Actually, I think all of the ASFs. There is a new Megawith inbound. That GC is heavily damaged. 2v2, mostly due to those strap bombers coming in, but that is a lot of reclaim. That's going to definitely help Team 2 kind of come back in this game. On the map, there's about 200,000 in terms of reclaim, and Team 2 is leading the total reclaimed amount. But again, even if we take that away, Team 1 is leading over 300,000 mass. So Or maybe not 300. Maybe it's like 280. Counter strap bombers online for Team 2. This would be a good time to use those strap bombers on Team 1's bases. Go after air grid. Go after PGens / air grid. Go after a comm. Go after something to really drive back Team 1. But they're going for the Megalith. They're trying to drive back the land situation. Still get that buffer zone that they want. And they're going to be able to reclaim. They have engineers on site immediately. Love the micro there with those ASFs, those engineers to get said eco. And that Megalith is just going to be a not good thing because it's just going to be mass closer to Team 2. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's engineers. Yep, there's already engineers there. There goes the Megalith. So now it's a 2v1 game with GCs. Again, this one is heavily damaged, so really it's just 1v1. You see a couple of AA in the water. I like that just so it kind of forces Team 2 to either go north and then west or west and then north instead of just go straight across the middle. So I do love that. A little bit of kind of boxing in or kind of removing an option for Team 2. It's not a lot, but again, it's something, and it gives them some sort of warning of, hey, there's a thing inbound. You should probably go deal with that. And 43 minutes on the clock. Team 2 at 800. I don't think they've crossed 1,000 yet. Team 1, 1.2K. I wouldn't say they're up 400. I'd say they're up at a conservative 350. It depends on the rounding. I wish you could kind of pull this out a little bit and kind of see like 1.25 or 1.28 or something just to get a little bit more accurate count. Because you're not going to need nothing more than 3 digits. Well, I guess 4 digits if you want to, 4 characters if you want to characterize the K count. I know the period or the decimal point counts as a character, so technically 5. You get my point, though, of like 3 numbers would be more than enough because you're not going to get 10K. You can, if you have 10K mass, there's other things going on in the game. Unless you have like 4 paragons, then again, that's another thing going on in the game. That which has happened. I have cast the game where there's like 4 or 5 paragons active at the same time, not under the control of the same player. They were all built by the same player, to be fair, though. It's like you get a paragon, you get a paragon, everybody gets a paragon. And essentially, they were just one there, one there, one there, one, all like tightly knit together. Third GC's inbound. There goes the Megalith reclaiming, doing a very good job of that, and we can see that. Look, 200,000 now, so Team 2 is still catching up, but that is a finite resource, and the mexes are definitely what they need to put at least some of that reclaim into is just passive, air quotes, income. I say passive because they do have to actually work for it. They're just setting up a situation where, oh, you're going to rent out that mex, and now you're getting $500 a month or whatever, or mass, I should say. As some arbitrary number. Artillery almost in the green. Oh, I love this, though. The PGens and then the shields are starting now. Look at them all. Look at all the shields. Oh, that might be my thumbnail is just all of the shields. Like, that's an adequate amount of... What is that? Like, 2, 7, 13, 14, 15, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 27... Yeah, I'd say 25 shields per 1 T3 artillery piece is definitely an adequate amount. So I think we found that more shields is 25 per 1. You can count that for a T4, game ender or whatnot. So every 1 you have is 25 shields you need at the bare minimum. So much power for those things. So much power. 4 GCs. That one's... you could easily just... See, you want the veterancy kept, but then you're spending the mass to then build a GC. It's, some would say you just control K and build a new one. Some would say, yeah, you want to repair it at least a little bit because you have the veterancy built into it. But yes, but no. I don't know why those are spy planes. They look like ASFs. One of the things I don't like is the dark colorations. The dark blues, the dark grays. Or the Batman grays, because it's very hard to see. So that's being built. Didn't know that was under construction. And it took a hit. It didn't die, which means it was probably pretty close to being built. And it was a direct impact almost. So let's see. Is it? Oh, yeah, look at that. It is almost done. It was probably actually in the green when it took that hit. Ooh, that air grid's looking good. Team 1 has an artillery piece online. There it is. And there's the shielding being built. Gotta love to see it. Just a tiny little I hear the bomber. I'm going. I just wanted a nice little screen, view of that. Oh, that's dead mercies. That's probably about like 2 or 3 charges that got absolutely annihilated. Bomber does only get 1 pass though. ASFs are gone from Team 2, and Chicken going after the crab. They need to, if they can push through this, they need to keep it going. We have Nathas inbound, of course, protected by the ASFs. Artillery is gone. Team 2 does not have a chance to build it. Air grid is gone. That cascade is going to get you every time. We have strap bombers moving into the west. This is the one and only opportunity for Team 2. If they can get the bombers into a target for Team 1, either go after this or go after this or go after the comms or something, that might be enough to bring back the game for Team 2. But we do see the ASFs are pulling away a little bit. They don't know anything, but that's, neither here nor there. There's the Omni. It's right there, so Team 2 won't be able to hide those bombers for long. Either they go for it. Ooh, does Team 1 see them? Oh, they see the radar signatures. They don't know what they are, but they know there's something. Ooh, if Mimic saw that. Ooh, but on the land, we have another set of GCs and megawatts. We have 3 megawatts down for 2 GCs, not even a third one. It looks like that one that was heavily damaged and then a little bit healed was more than enough to really compensate for the advanced range, or the more range that the crabs have. But Team 2's air is gone. They have an air headquarters left. Oh, and this set of the Matt's Fat Farm. Team 2 has caught up a decent amount. Now their eco is still going down. It's going down, 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 down. Okay, either commit with the strats or don't commit with the strats, because at this point, Team 1's gotta know that they're there, or at least somewhere near there. He knows, like, this is what Team 1 can see. Like, he saw the radars for a second and they fell back. He saw the radars a second for a fall back. See, like, he can even see them on the ground. Like, if he sees that, he might think, what are there just a bunch of units sitting in the corner of the map for? Why wouldn't they go this way? Oh, those are probably air units. I wonder what they are. Oh, they might be strap bombers or something, or gunships or something. SMD is targeted. Team 1 has that nuke. Is it loaded? No, it's not. It's going to take a minute, but might as well take out the SMD while you got the chance, essentially. But the land is still progressing. We have Nathas inbound from the north. Constantly, strap bombers have to fall back because the ASFs are guarding the Nathas. And again, that chance, they should have took it while they had it. I mean, yes, the ASFs were here, but had the bombers just gone straight for it, yeah, some of them maybe would not have reached their targets, but maybe some of them would have, and that might have been enough for the land forces to get a little bit of a break, or at least in terms of maybe killing off a player from Team 1. Nice little placement there of the Awasa drop bomb. Killed off decent chunk of hit points for the first GC. Second GC is going to be now the focus now with the first one dead. Another Megalith is done, and that momentum is shot. It got this far. So great job from Team 2 getting a large pushback, but their eco situation back down to 800, back down to 600. The SMD is gone. There's this SMD. It was, another one was built, but no shield, no nothing. That one artillery piece really came in clutch for Team 1's Mimics. Granted, the air was really good. There goes Team 2. I think that's a control. That's well, that's an interesting way to end the game there. Huh. Well, I'll just say this. I probably presume, since there's not a lot of communication in the chat, I mean, this is all that was talked about, and the mass being sent and all that stuff for 51 minutes. So they were definitely on comms, on Discord, whatever. So that was probably just blow me up with strats. Just do that. Like, they already knew the game was over at that point. The air grid was gone. This was gone. The mass fabs were gone. This was pretty much all that Team 2's eco player had left. And then, of course, he killed himself with his own strats. So, yeah, I technically did miss the kill on, but that's just something you would not expect. I'm like, wait, I tried that we didn't shoot him because nothing else. That's what happened. But it is rare. I've seen it jokingly where players have killed other teammates have killed other teammates, but at that point the game was won for them or over anyway, so it was kind of just, we'll just have some fun and send a nuke at somebody. But Team 1 won it, 51 minutes on the clock. I mean, MVP, I mean, it might even just go to Mimics just because, the pressure on the Eastern side. Once he killed off, Tesla Max, it was just go, 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 go. And then it'll back and forth, back and forth, back and forth constantly. But Team 2 never recovered over here. This is how far they got after Tesla Max's death, and they couldn't get any further. Team 2 on the Western side, props to Eco Player, did a very good job of pushing back in. And I think had he just stuck here, he saw the opportunity to push in. Team 1 just had so much more eco, and it just wasn't enough. Maybe, now I'm saying this, maybe if the Strat Bombers had gone after Joker, maybe that would have disrupted things enough to maybe make some headwind for those GCs. But there were still Nathas. There was the air grid to still contend with. There was still lots going on, but again, hindsight is 20/20 and all that. So MVPs, I think, goes to Mimics for me. Let me know down in the comments if you agree or not. I really do appreciate all the comments, the likes, the shares, all of that. So thank you so much. Please let me know. I do love responding to comments. So again, if it takes me a couple days to do so, I apologize. But I do get to them. So thank you so much. And I will see all of you in the next one.